Joining us now for his first interview since the attack, Vice President Mike Pence. Mr. Vice President, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
Iran's supreme leader called the attack a slap in the face. But are you worried a punch in the gut may be around the corner?
Well, I think the American people can rest easier tonight, thanks to the leadership that President Donald Trump provided and the extraordinary and courageous professionalism that our military demonstrated over the last several weeks. Despite missile attacks yesterday, again, because of the professionalism of our military personnel and their preparedness, there were no American casualties, no Iraqi casualties, and our information as of this afternoon continues to be that Iran is standing down.
I heard that, and the president saying that Iran is standing down. But how concerned are you that Iran is now going to begin a covert war?
Well, we're dealing with a country that's been the leading state sponsor of terrorism for more than 20 years. And so we'll continue to be prepared. We'll continue to confront Iran in the way that President Trump has done since early in this administration.
So what is the strategy in Iran? And is regime change the ultimate strategy?
We don't seek regime change in Iran, but we want to see the regime change its behavior.
You were there in the Situation Room last night with the president and other top national security officials. Thankfully, no American lives lost. Did we get lucky, or did the Iranians intentionally miss?
Well, let me say that the fact that no American lives were lost was a great relief, I know, to the president, to myself, to our entire national security team, as it is to every American.
Were we warned in advance?
We had received intelligence over the previous several days that there may be attacks coming. We heard the threats. The world heard the threats from Iran. We moved forces. We provided the level of force protection at the president's direction. And in a very real sense, we had the early warning systems that allowed us to move Americans and our allies out of harm's way.
Everybody who's related to one of those soldiers stationed in the Middle East is worried. Are we safer now?
I believe we are safer today than before President Trump ordered our military to take out Qasem Soleimani. This was a man who had been leading a terrorist state-sponsored organization in the region, sowing violence. But what President Trump, our commander-in-chief, demonstrated was we have a president who's also willing to use American military might to protect American lives.
One might say that taking out Soleimani is like taking a baseball bat to a hornet's nest. And those hornets are Iranian proxy groups. Are you convinced that they won't come after Americans?
Well, the challenge that we face now is that Qasem Soleimani was, in fact, the primary leader of those Iranian-sponsored militias across northern Iran and their influence in Syria as well. But we're sending a very clear message, as we did with those 5 airstrikes to militia bases.
He didn't act alone, as you know.
And will not tolerate violence.
And he act at the blessing, and with the blessing, I should say, of the Ayatollah, the supreme leader.
There's no question. And frankly, we're receiving some encouraging intelligence that Iran is sending messages to those very same militias not to move against American targets or civilians. And we hope that that message continues to echo.
And for more of our interview, go to our 24/7 news streaming platform, CBSN, or to CBSNews.com. We also asked the vice president about the upcoming impeachment trial.